Hello, and welcome to this walking gait analysis. This analysis will be on a 20-year-old subject. The subject is male, and we will be determining the subject's stride length and the impact it could have on applying additional force on the hips. We'll also be looking at how the subject takes off with their feet and what impact that could have onto the knees or further up. Okay, so these two pictures we will get onto in just a moment. We'll look at the video first and we will determine what we can see from here. So, as we can see here, the hips, if we were to draw a line using the subject's sweatshirt, the hips keep on moving further up and down than what's necessary. This could be due to the stride length, as the stride length is longer on one side than it is on the other. You can tell this by the delay on this side than on this side. Now from here, you can tell also from the hands why the movement is. So for a longer stride, as we've already determined on the left, you can see the subject's hand go back further than the right, and there's a slight delay in the movement there as well. Okay, to be noticed, if we go down here, interestingly, on this side, at this stop here, the subject has taken off with their feet almost in a model position. But for the rest of the steps, if you look at how it lands and how the subject is taking off, the landing is in a diagonal position. So the foot is diagonal when it lands, therefore it's not hitting all of the foot, it's hitting into the outer side here. Okay? Now, on this side as well, you can see the taking off. The taking off is going into the inside of the foot. This could cause major problems when it goes up to the knee, as the knee is not twisting, but the ankle is. So the ankle is twisting, but the knee isn't. The knee is going straight when observed here. Okay. Now, again, when we watch this, notice how the firing frequency of the muscles in the calf, sometimes they can go out of sync. And that could be due to the lower or shorter stride length on one side than the other. Or it could be due to the hips being applied more additional force than what's necessary. Okay, now to look at a model performer, I will have to go out onto YouTube to show you. I've got it already. Now we notice on these that on this model performer, the foot lands and then the whole foot lands on the ground instead of just the pronating as we've seen with the subject. Now, if we look at the firing frequencies of the calf when it goes to move, only parts of it are firing at time. This was almost replicated on our model performer, on our subject as well. And if we look at the inside, we see the muscles that are used. So your glutes, gluteus maximus, minimus, you've got your hamstrings, and if you look at the front, your iliacus and psoas muscles with your quadriceps and parts of the calf gastrocnemius and soleus getting used there. Looking at here, we're seeing that the hips are not moving as much as the subject's was. This means that there's not as much force being applied onto these hips, and that would mean that when the impact goes into the knees, it will not create as much force, which could benefit the knees a lot greater. Okay, so let's just go back. So let's look at this again. So as we've seen from that model performer, the hips now, you can see they are going down further. Now this could damage the knees, as the knees are taking more force than what's necessary also. When this happens, it then has an impact onto the foot, so the subject could start feeling pain going up the foot, all the way up through the calf, knees also. Now it should also be noted that although you can't see it here, the subject's shoulders were moving. The subject's shoulders were moving down on each step, and vice versa when it was on the takeoff. Now if we go back to this model performer, even though it does not allow us to see the shoulders properly, we will be able to look at how the movement is by looking at this clavicle. Notice how there is no change in the movement. There is no change whatsoever. It's not moving down or up, it's staying level. This means that the force being applied is not detrimental to going down here. It's not adding any additional force here or here, which in turn means that at the foot it's going to be a lot easier on the foot and will cause less stress on the knees and the hips.